Children have a need to bond to both biological parents. It's an evolutionary strategy. There's a place on the North Norfolk coast called Happisburgh, spelt Happisburgh, Happisburgh. I'll put a link in the description anyway. And it's famous for, well, it's famous for its coastal erosion, but also it's famous for the Happisburgh Footprints. These were footprints found at the shore edge when the tide receded and they were spotted. They knew that they weren't going to have much time to document these until the tide came back in and started to wash them away. So they photographed, they measured, they mapped all of these footprints before time and the tide just washed them away again. Something kind of beautifully fitting in our own existence on this earth. We leave our footprints that are there for a short time and then are gone again. But these Happisburgh footprints, when they'd looked into them more, these turned out to be the oldest footprints ever recorded outside of Africa. Oldest human footprints. These are some from some of our prehistoric ancestors. And the prints there in Happisburgh, I think, were a family of 5. There seemed to be 2 adults and 3 children, all walking together on what is now the North Sea, but what would have then been like estuary mud flats. And so they left these footprints. They're little steps in human time. But the interesting thing about them is that the 2 adults are documented as just walking in pretty much a straight line. They've got a destination, they're on their way there. But the children, their footprints, they're racing around. They're jumping, running, zigzagging all over. If we think about it, that's what we see with families now, you know, on a beach. You see the same things. We don't act different to what they did then. But they were there together as a group. There's an evolutionary strategy in family groups and supporting each other. The more support that those children, human beings are it's a very long process to get to grow into being a self-sufficient adult, you know, and we need the protection that a family group brings. It's a protection that protects us from predators, and it brings us the resources that we need to stay alive. Excuse me. Wiggs! He's either getting deaf or just a bit belligerent as he gets older. Go on, Wiggs, this way. It's a combination of both, really. So these footprints, to me, kind of demonstrate that nothing much has changed, really, in our behaviours, in our needs. You know, those children that were running around there on Happisburgh needed those 2 parents to help protect them, to provide for them, to support them. Dr. Craig Childress, the great clinical psychologist specialising in parental alienation, says that a child does not reject a non-abusive parent without manipulation. It goes against all evolutionary strategy for that to happen. Those children need both parents, you know, for their own protection, for their own well-being. it's written in. That's what we are. We all need that. Children are vulnerable. You know, they're vulnerable to lots of things. Back then, you know, saber-toothed tiger, lack of resources. It's quite a significant thing to have that bond that a child has with a parent, to have that broken. And the lasting damage from that, you know, will go on for all of their lives. There's no time machine to be able to go back, either for the parent who's targeted in alienating behaviours or the child. They can never get back to their childhood. They can never get back to that group, to being a part of that group, walking on a beach. It's just a thought for today. I'm out for a walk with my dog, and it's just a little tiny video to speak to you about something. There's a lot of things going on right now in my own personal life, and I can't really at this point discuss that. But in the future, once I've got an okay on that, I probably will, because it is a part of this story. In the meantime, thank you for listening. Protect your peace. Look after each other and look after yourselves. And I'll see you again soon.